Welcome everyone, today we have 13 new glitches for Super Mario Maker 2. We play around with a claw and a MechaKoopa to create a 1-up farm. We mess around with hidden block speed boosting. We play around with a Bowser elevator, and much more. Be sure to like the video, it helps out the YouTube algorithm, and I don't mean just like the video, I want you to smash that like button. That would really mean a lot to me. Without further ado, let's jump in. Glitch number 1, this is an interesting scenario. I'm going to jump on the first note block over here that's going to put the cannon on top of the other cannon and push the other one down. So that's kind of cool. Now I'm going to jump on the second note block and it's going to lift the other cannon up again, like that. So this is kind of like weird interactions between cannons and note blocks. And also, check out this ball that kind of just like flies right through me without hitting me. Glitch number 2, this is a super simple walking the dog scenario. I'm going to put the chain chomp right here in this gap and put a really long launcher underneath it. Now this launcher right here is going to disappear right away as soon as we start the scene because it's inside of the ground. And when that happens, the stump is going to pull and stretch the chain chomp to a point where it's stuck like that. So in SMB2 Costume Mario, Toad, we can lift the stump and run around with it. Now as long as you don't jump around, you can keep this guy fully extended just like this. And so this could be a really cool little level mechanic where you have to use the chain chomp, make him go through obstacles or whatever to finally reach a note block that'll give you a key and let you go in a door. Like that. Glitch number 3. Spike ball hits the note block, pushes this stump through the platform, falls onto the bomb, throws the stump out to the left, and all in an effort to create a small dog walking scenario. So notice that chain chomp is kind of stuck in the slope and is hyper vibrating. I'm going to jump on the stump and lift it up. As long as I don't run around with this, I should be able to hold on to it. If you pick up too much speed, he will come back to you. But this is a small dog walking situation. I can actually just take this over to a note block, grab a key, and then move on with my life. Glitch number 4. I'm going to grab this MechaKoopa, drop him over on the springs, and he's going to bounce up to the claw. Now every time we jump on this MechaKoopa up here, he will wake up for a very slight second and then fall back and go into the claw, creating a 1-up farm for Mario here, Toad. Every time I jump on him, he kind of wakes up for a second and then goes back into the claw. Glitch number 5. This dry bone on this slope, on the other side of the slope there, is going to allow us to clip through the slope as long as we duck at a certain point in this slope. So it's the cross point between this semi-solid and the slope itself. You go to the very edge and you duck, and you'll go right through it. Glitch number 6. The twister lifts up the spring and lifts up Bowser Jr. This is going to cause him to ground pound consistently, and that will activate the on-off switch button, and it'll do that globally. So if I run away from him, go all the way over here, you'll notice that the on-off switch is still getting hit. Slowly, but it's still getting hit, even though Bowser Jr. is way off screen. Glitch number 7. There's all kinds of funny different interactions you can have with these sideways springs, Bowsers, and these twisters that lift sideways springs and keep Bowser lifted in general. So if I start the scene right here, notice the naked pipe, we can create a naked pipe sensor like that. And depending on where I'm standing, different things happen. Or depending on what's above Bowser. So say if I erase this right here and put an extra layer, there's a little bit of a gap now between the two Bowsers. This creates other different effects. Bowsers start to bug out and go crazy. Especially if I lift these two guys and then lift the pipe. This creates a different effect as well. So there's all kinds of different like crazy effects you can get using Bowsers, twisters, and sideways springs. But this is probably the coolest naked pipe sensor you've seen in this game. Glitch number 8. This spring is going to fall down on this shelmet, and only the first block is going to activate. All of the other ones are going to be left untouched. Apparently, it doesn't hit all of them. That's not really much of a glitch, is it? In Super Mario Bros. 3, it's the same thing. In NSMBU, same behavior. In Super Mario World, however, things tend to be a little different apparently. So when I start the scene, all of these are going to get activated. Every single one of them gets activated as the shell goes through. More interesting, maybe, if all of these blocks do not have any item inside of them, and every single theme, they will all get hit. So say right now, these will all get hit, like that. All of the blocks get hit. So why would the blocks get hit when there's an item in it versus when there's not an item in it? Glitch number 9. Similar setup to the last glitch, however, a different effect. We're going to put hidden blocks on top of these cannons right here that get dropped down half a block. With this dry bone shell, I'm going to run along across the top of these launchers, and these hidden blocks are actually going to boost me quicker than normal across this little gap. Look how fast that goes. If you add a spiny shell to the mix, it'll actually create a different effect. It won't boost you this time, but all of the blocks will break immediately upon hitting them. There was a level like this, using spike balls that did this, that you were supposed to travel along the top of. This is not that, obviously, but it is a cool effect. Glitch number 10, we've done a similar setup to clip through walls and through blasters, but we've never done this to this effect, where if I jump in here, when this all kind of winds up like that, when I jump in here against the launcher, it's actually going to warp me all the way up to the top. So before, it was getting us right through the object. This time, we are warping all the way up to the top of it. Glitch number 11, here we have Bowser stuck in a box right here. Now, Bowser can walk through these red blocks like they're pretty much nothing. I'm just going to set him down like this and start the scene. Let's go ahead and jump over here on the left side of Bowser and see what happens. Yeah, his fire can go through that, but he himself can go through it as well. He just walks right through those red blocks like a boss. Glitch number 12. This Bowser is going to get warped up here into this little area because of these slopes. This is a common hyperspeed effect. He's going to get stuck between these turn blocks and this launcher, and when that happens, he's going to warp up to the top when he stops to turn around. So see, he starts to turn around, he gets warped all the way up to the top. And then apparently he jumps off into this sunset. Glitch number 13, I'm going to long jump off of this dash block, and I'm going to pull my momentum back as far as possible before I hit these ice blocks. And you'll notice when I land on the ice blocks, it's like the momentum applies a second time or something. This is clearly not how momentum is supposed to work, and yet it does. Check this out. Notice how slow I'm going before I hit the ice, and once I hit the ice, it boosts me over to the right, randomly. That's not how momentum works, Nintendo.